would ask you, given your expertise, what suggestions or tips do you have to introduce systems-based learning or systems-based language in a way that people will be receptive to learning?
Yes, yes. I've had a couple experiences now with this. So when I first wrote the article and kind of put it on LinkedIn and put it on my Medium, I was really warmed by the responses from people. Some people that know me professionally as colleagues, but almost more warmed by people I didn't even know. So I had people that work in grant writing reach out and say, "Oh, I'm changed by this because every time I write a grant, I almost have to talk about people so disparagingly and so needily so I can get money. So now
Right.
I can talk about their needs in a way that doesn't, minimize them as a person." I was like, wow, that's awesome. I've had
Yeah.
people reach out from the addiction community and say, "Oh, we need that here because in addiction spaces, it's so individualized as their problem and their issue. So now we can kind of refurbish our guides and our models and even our group therapy and how we talk to people struggling with addiction directly to make
Right.
it more empowering and uplifting." So what I've done is, and everyone can bring their own process to this. Some people aren't spreadsheet people, but every time I come across a headline or a description or something I hear in my everyday life that just lands on me difficultly or angers me, that's always a good sign, I write it down and then see if I can flip it. I literally put on my systems lens and say, why is this happening? Why is this showing up this way? Like, how would I zoom out and then describe this phenomena from the zoomed out lens, right?
Mhm.
So, for example, I saw an article not too long ago that said something like, I'll give you two examples. It said, why are African American work employees not being promoted at the rates of their counterparts? And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, all right, that didn't land on me well. So how could I flip it? And so I
Mhm.
said, what in corporate spaces is not promoting African American employees, right?
Mhm.
Same content, same message of the headline, but taking it off of the back of the Black employees and on the system of promotion, right?
Right.
I saw another article about why are Black people not getting their vaccinations, right? So I flipped it to the cultural trauma around vaccinations, right?
Right.
There's a reason, there's a history often, right? In any individual or definitely group behavior. So
Right.
what I would say to those listening, especially trainees that are the future of our field, is to read what you read, come across what you come across, and then pause and think about it through this systems lens. You now have some enough training, and you already have the empathy to think about why are people behaving this way? Are there
Mhm.
any external systemic forces that are contributing, and how could I center that to rehumanize it?
I love that because in a way, you're saying not to focus on just the behavior. Like you're seeing the person's actions as a reaction to something. So you're looking at the environment. What is it about the environment that is leading to this reaction versus what is it about this individual or this group of people,
Mhm.
um, which is very, very interesting. I think if we were it's so intertwined with history. If we were to have that history lesson, like
Mhm.
going back to probably like the very late 20th century to even early 21st
Mhm.
century, you would probably hear a lot of that because within the community, like I'm thinking of my grandmother and great family members, like they didn't say what's wrong with that boy.
Uh-uh.
What's wrong with that girl? It was more about like what's happening in that family,
Mhm.
that, so and so is reacting this way. Um, and so we've gotten so ingrained in focusing a problem in a person. So I'm
Yes.
so glad that you're really parsing this out and helping people to identify that it's not just nature. We went long time thinking it was nature, but it's nature and nurture. How are we making sure that we're holding both,
Mhm.
not just one? So,
Mhm.
so much appreciation for that. And just thinking of, as you're doing this work, because you're saying to people, you have to do this work. You have to practice. This isn't something that's just going to come naturally.